Hey, Viking fans, welcome to another SKOL World request line. Shout out to Riley Reek, who asked me, how are the Vikings going to get to the Super Bowl? Well, I'm going to tell you next in 3, 2, 1. Gather around, SKOL brothers and sisters. This is SKOL World, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. You can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook at SKOL World. One of my listeners asked me, how are the Vikings going to bring the SKOL to the bowl? That's what I'm calling this episode, how the Vikings are going to bring the SKOL to the bowl. Let's talk about that next, but before I do, please go down and subscribe, like, and leave a comment. I want to hear what you got to think. I do listener requests, and this is one of them. So let's talk about it. What do the Vikings got to do to bring the SKOL to the bowl? Let's do it. All right. And these aren't any particular order. These are like 7 things that I could think of that the Vikings need to improve on or do to get the SKOL to the bowl. And the first one is we need our offense to score in the first and third quarter. Believe it or not, we're dead last. We're second to last in the third quarter. One, if not the last, of 1 point per quarter. And 1 point every third quarter. That's what we're averaging right now after 6 games. And we're 3 points every first quarter. That's what we're averaging. So right now, we're damn near dead last in the first and third quarter in scoring. It means we're starting slow at the beginning of the game and at the end of the game. And I think it's Purple Daily brought up the stat that we're the highest scoring team last 4 minutes of the second quarter and the fourth quarter. So that's good. Now just add some points in the first and third. Come on. That's all I'm saying, is we need to be prepared going into the game and going out of the half. And one of the things I would like you to do is not defer, or to defer to the second half when you have the opportunity. I think that would help out a lot to have the ball coming out of the half. Now, one of the things that is keeping us in these games is that we are not like number one in field position, offense and defense. So that is what's helping us out a lot. And the turnovers, we're not turning the ball over. If we have to drive 80 yards every time, we may not be scoring, but we're not having to drive as far as most other teams. That is a big advantage. Now, what can you imagine if we kept that up with our special teams, giving us great field position, and improved offensively? This team would be great. We're good, but we could be great. And that's what we're talking about. On defense, this defense can work. It's a bend, don't break, funnel everything in the middle. You're causing the linebackers to work way too hard in the middle. The safeties are playing deep. They're, playing center field, but we're causing turnovers. We're not turning the ball over offensively except for the Philly game. Only 2 other picks, 1 fumble. It's in the run game. But number 6, disguise the defense. Take the pressure off these linebackers, disguise the defense, make them do max protect, and don't. That's the big thing. If they think we're blitzing, they might keep a tight end in. They might keep a running back in. Disguise the defense, and you'll be that much more successful. I think we're improving on this. I see glimmers of hope. This defense will be fine if you do that, because it is going to cause turnovers. We actually one of the better run defending teams in the league right now. Believe it. Unbelievable, right? You don't feel like it is, but there's a lot of running going on, and because of how well we've done, we've actually limited the running game of our opponents better than other teams have. We're one of the better run defensive teams, believe it or not. Not the pass defense, though. And I think it'll come if we just disguise our defense a little bit more. And it keeps a tight end, it keeps a running back in, keeps max protect in. Disguise that defense. That's all I'm saying, Donatel. Here's one. This is a one-off, one player. Ed Ingram needs to improve. He is going to be good. He is not there yet. He's a good run blocker. He has not shown consistency in pass blocking, and sometimes looks lost. And he didn't even run block that well against Miami. He got beat, and it didn't look pretty. That was probably his worst game. We still won. Just imagine if he was solid the entire game or every game, how much better we'd be. Ed Ingram just needs to improve, and I think he can. And I think he can, and I think he's going to be one of the better guards in the league. All right, he's already pretty average. I think he could be great. Ed Ingram, man. I think he just needs to step up. This is outside. This is coming from outside. I think we need a big target or a deep threat. And I did that tight end from a video on a tight end from Denver that I think could help us. And I did an OBJ video. The reason why I like them is because they won't cost us that much. OBJ played for $1.25 million last year. He won't cost us that much. What is he gonna? What the most he's gonna cost? I heard someone talk about maybe $3 million the rest of the year. We can work with that. But big target or a deep threat. Give me one of those. I think that will improve this offense. Give us options. I've already talked about videos on this, so big target or deep threat, I think that will help us. I think there's a talk about Cook, trading for Cook. But now this will help us. I like the situation right now. It's just not deep. I want a bigger, badder rotation, and another defensive lineman would help. Now, the big ticket item would be paying, what's his name? Daron Payne from Washington. Trading for him, I think that would help. He was a 13 overall pick in 2018 NFL Draft. 2022 stats, 24 tackles, 4 sacks, 21 pressures. Commanders want second or third round pick for him. Could I give a third round pick for a pretty decent defensive lineman? I could, or we could just go get Ndamukong Suh. I think maybe I think they would cost the same, but the guy from Washington would cost us picks. And then Ndamukong Suh would not. So OBJ and Ndamukong Suh would not cost us picks. I like that situation better. I don't know about you. But hey, another defensive lineman to get after the quarterback or a good run defender. I think our 3 starters are doing good. I think we can win with them. I just worry about injuries down the road, and it would help if we had more depth and a rotation. That's what I'm saying. Now, offensively, we're one of the worst teams at throwing the ball down the field. This is weird. This is not normal. We're middle of the road or better under Zimmer. We're right now one of the worst teams at throwing down the field. We got a couple of bombs, but they were runs after the catches. KJ Osborne being probably the one bomb, and then the other, Justin Jefferson, caught it 20 yards and ran it to 60. Other than that, we are not throwing the ball very deep, if at all. So take a, and I think it's conservative play calling. We were super conservative against Miami. I would 10 3 and outs, throwing the ball behind the line of scrimmage. Plays to Munt on screen passes. Come on, man. Let's go down the field. Now, a couple of them are Kirk Cousins. Guarantee it. Some of the plays are Kirk Cousins. But there's not enough of them. We're being conservative. We're not outside. We're not downfield looking looking upfield. We need to start looking downfield a little bit more. And then we are one of the, I think we're 28th in rushing attempts. This is an offensive line that can run the ball. They've been a run first offensive line for years. Run the ball. We're 28th in the league in running the ball. Come on, man. I know it's early and we had that one game where freaking Dalvin Cook only had 6 carries, but run the ball. And I'm talking about bring in the fullback. The play action will work so much better. Bring in the fullback, have Dalvin Cook read off of him. He's only getting in a few plays. Bring him in for 10, 15 plays instead of 5 or 3 to 7. Bring him in for 10, 15 plays. You can catch the ball. Our fullback is one of the best at it. He's one of the best in the business of playing, catching the ball, play action, all that, blocking. He's an all-around fullback, man. I think he made the Pro Bowl. Come on, man. Let's go. Use that fullback. Give Dalvin Cook options. Don't always run him inside. Have him stretch and make a cut. He's a one cut and go, man. You know that about Dalvin Cook. He's one cut and go. He's got speed. Use this guy. That's what I'm talking about. Recap. First and third quarter offense. Disguise the defense. Ed Ingram needs to improve. Big target or deep threat we need. So let's get on the trade wire. Look at free agents. Another defensive lineman. Throw the ball downfield and run the ball. 28th in the league, man. That's how we're going to bring the Skol to the Bowl. This is Skol World, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. You can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook at Skol World. Make sure you hit subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Skol to the Bowl, guys. Let's go. See you next time. Cue the music. Thank you, Viking fans, for listening. Make sure you catch my other episodes. Also, make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Skol Vikes.